Good evening. Thank you so much for joining me for this presentation. My name is Stephanie Butts, and I'm going to talk about how to reach women in an aging world. So, you asked me to develop an advertising campaign to help with the launch of a scentless, environmentally friendly or eco-friendly cleaning line that's targeted toward women between the ages of 30 and 65 who are college educated and earn between $40,000 and $125,000 annually. And as I looked at kind of this brief, I really wanted to focus on a high yield target market. And as I did research for that, I realized that the world is aging. So, as you know, the world of women is broad and diverse. Certainly not a one size fits all. But one of the things that I found out was that between kind of the different groupings of demographics, the women between the ages of 35 and 49, the number of those women actually stayed the same in America, while 21 million American women actually aged into the age bracket of 50 to 64, and 17 million women actually aged into the age bracket of 65 and older. So overall, our demographics or our population is getting older. The other thing that I discovered about this group of women is they really feel forgotten by retailers, which is such a shame because they have the highest amount of discretionary income of all demographics. They have the demographics of women, excuse me. They have 80% of the buying power in a household. And as women age, they kind of mentally stop aging. So they consider themselves about 15 years younger. Starting at age 40, they don't really mentally age after that. And it's a term called cognitively young. They stay cognitively young. So how do these women think, and how are we supposed to approach them as marketers? So the research kind of grouped them into two basic categories. Individualists, which are extremely independent and kind of live to distinguish themselves among their peers. And then relationists who really identify themselves as their crucial roles, like the relationships in their lives really define them, and they tend to be more brand loyal. And so that's kind of the group that we'll probably focus on, or we will focus on. Women also use all of their senses when purchasing something. So when you're approaching them and when you're marketing to them, you want to make sure and try and engage them with different elements so that along the sales funnel, they can actually engage all of their senses. And you'll kind of see how we do that moving forward. Eco-friendly products all actually have their own set of challenges. So this is a group of consumer goods that has been growing pretty steadily over the past decade. Not super fast, but a decent rate. Right now, it comprises about 17% of consumer good market share, which is about a 1% increase from 2018. Challenges regarding eco-friendly products is really that there is a perception that they are more expensive but not as good. So there is a price premium on it, about 27%, but then some consumers are just not motivated to purchase it because of the perception that it doesn't live up to the price. However, people are very motivated to buy these things. So a lot of that motivation, though, comes from how the company itself actually produces the product. So if it is produced in an eco-friendly way, then a consumer is more willing to purchase it. So 40% of consumers said that they were more willing to purchase it. 43%, excuse me. And then believe it or not, more people are actually interested in purchasing eco-friendly products during the holidays. So the way we're going to do this is I'm going to actually break this down into kind of three major categories, and then we'll talk about the tactics within those. So 30% of the marketing campaign, I would recommend going to a digital format. So due to the way people consume their news and consume information now, about 90%, it's a little bit lower than that, but 90% of people get their news from online or some kind of social media platform. 302 million people in America use social media, and the channels we're going to focus on are YouTube, Facebook, and Pinterest, simply because that's where this age group is located, along with women. So while there's really high users of YouTube, 91%, and then 83% for the age group we want, 73%, I've lost the number, I'm sorry, 77% of people in that age group go to Facebook, and then 77% of them are women on Facebook. And then Pinterest is pretty much predominantly used by women. And then 49% of people who use social media use Pinterest. 49% of women who use social media use Pinterest. So the pros of that are that social media, a huge number of people who actually go to social media are actually going there to shop. So they're actively shopping, or they're actively looking to be inspired to shop. The ads are highly targeted. You don't have to waste money putting your ad in front of someone who's just not interested in purchasing your product. You can time things, you can schedule things, you can frequency your ads so that you just have complete control over when and where your ad is put before your audience. The other really high value thing for social media is influencers. So influencers actually are seen as very trustworthy. Audiences have kind of started to begun developing this trend of creating kind of one-sided relationships with influencers. Like they develop a type of parasocial relationship or emotional connection to an influencer that elevates their willingness to purchase from them. And so that's also a really good way to use social media to increase your brand awareness and sell your products. The cons are they kind of go with the territory. So, just because there's so much information, consumers are very distracted. You can engage consumers in a way where you lose brand control if they start posting or commenting or starting a conversation that you just are not able to wrangle. Social media is one of the least trusted media, according to Nielsen Company. People just do not believe what's put out there. And then the screen size is limited. When you're creating an ad for social media, you cannot give a lengthy explanation of what you're selling. It really needs to be a total of 5 words or less. And then, there's a high percentage of social users who just do not want to share posts. They don't really want to engage with your content. So that is a challenge. The next portion I'm going to talk about is legacy media. So within the legacy media category, I really want us to focus on magazines, because this is actually this publication or this type of medium is highly used in the target market that we're looking at. So women over the ages of 50 read magazines, and you can see that by the fact that the two highest subscription rates in the United States in 2022 was AARP's The Magazine, and their other publication, that's The Bulletin,